Controlled Chaos here, bringing you a deck profile for the Blackwing deck that I just got second place at a tournament at a local college, which is RIT. It's a pretty big college. People have heard of it like everywhere apparently. It's really good. People there are smart. But anyway, yeah, so I brought this there and I got second place. I played a shit ton of dragons, a shit ton of Blackwings, and then I played some 3-axis Fire Fist guy and he was okay. But yeah, like I said, I got second place. I ended up going XL and I'm losing in the finals, so I guess that was meh. But whatever. As you could tell, I'm sick as shit. I'm not like actually sick. I'm just like allergies and a head cold going on all at once, so I'm like bleh. But yeah, I haven't put up a video in a few days, so I figured I'd make one. And anytime I get top, that's a good excuse to make a video because I'm an attention whore. Yay! Alright guys, I hope you like the deck profile. And yeah, so alright guys, we'll get right into the monsters. We have triple Shura, because it's Shura. It's really, I mean, you could really consider it the best card of your deck. Because it just sets up so much. It's not the most explosive card, it's not the most powerful card, but it's just, it's so key. You have to have 3. It's just, and same thing goes with Bora. It's a good normal summon under Whirlwind. It's a high attack monster. You can special summon it so you can go off into your rank 4s or synchros or whatever you need to do. Yeah, so triple Kalute because it's busted. It's like your crane. But you can stack these. You can't stack cranes, which is good. 2 Blizzard because it's like, it's a real good like late game top deck, which this deck doesn't have too many of. If you top deck a Whirlwind late game, like with all your Blackwings already gone, it's bad. If you top deck a Kalute with nothing on board, it's kind of bad. But if you top deck a Blizzard, you can go off at least in, like, minimum your play is going to be an Armed Wing, so, or like an HTS if you really want to sit on it. True Sirocco because it's pretty easy to get out. It has a great effect. Like, you can OTK with its effect. If I've gone second before and had my opponent just set a Raikou and say go, I didn't know it was a Raikou. I kind of assumed though because I knew the person, and it was game 1, so technically I didn't know what he was playing, but I knew what he was playing because I knew the person. And he just said a Raikou and said go, and I summoned I normaled Sirocco, and then I specialed a Gale and 2 Boras, and then I had like a Kalute in hand or something like that. And I just gave Bora all the attack, swung over, dropped the Kalute, and it was game. I think it was like 8,300 damage. 1 Gale because it's Gale and you need to play it. And that's it for the Blackwing monsters. No, I didn't skip Vayu. I don't like Vayu. It's just, I don't know. It's too conditional, and it's such a dead draw. Ugh, if you don't have a lure to get rid of it, it just fucking sucks. You just have to set it and let it die. 2 tour guides because they're more consistent than Vayu, and I'm a huge stickler for consistency. Like, my main deck has to be so consistent. Like, I will change so much shit if it's not consistent. I didn't want to run Dark Armed in this deck because it can be dead. Like, that's how bad I am with it. It's sometimes it's a problem, but a lot of times it really helps me game 1s. 2 Maxi because people special summon this format and I want to punish them. There's a Plant Dragon player, well, not really Plant Dragon, just straight dragons, at my locals. I played him yesterday at the RIT tournament I mentioned. I ended up beating him, but every single time I maxied, it was on my turn because he played like triple Mass Dragon and triple Troop Dragon, and or Dragon Troop or whatever the hell it is, where they special summon themselves, and I would just like get a good board set up. Like, I would have like normal summon Shura, special summon Bora, and then I would just keep swinging over them, but I would drop Max C, and they're all mandatory effects, so I'd be able to go like plus like 3 or 4 off of them. He wouldn't really get a good field off of it, and you know, it would really set me up. And it's during my turn, so if I draw into any back row, I can just play him right there. And then for the bosses, you got 1 Gores, 1 Dark Armed. Gores is really good. People don't like it in this because you run Whirlwind, but like, people MST the shit out of Whirlwind. Whirlwind never stays on board. Like, if I can keep it on board for more than like 2 turns, I win anyway. Like, I don't need Gores at that point because like my hand will be so busted. But I get Black Rosed a lot by dragons because that's like their biggest play now is Black Rosing you and then going off. But you know, Gores really kind of shits on that. So, that's it for the monsters. Onto the measly spell lineup. There's 8 cards. Triple Whirlwind because it's Whirlwind and it's good. Triple Duality because it helps you search into Whirlwinds and your monsters and stuff. And then 1 Allure, 1 book. Allure gets rid of the dead draws, like the dead Dark Arms, the dead Tour Guides, etc., etc. And for the traps, 2 Icarus because it's Icarus and it's good. And it kind of helps replace Dark Hole in the main deck because I don't like main decking Dark Hole anymore because it's too conditional. Like it's bad against like half the decks in the meta, so why run it? 2 Fiendish because it's Fiendish and it's good and it stops Black Rose and it stops Big Eye and it stops all kinds of shit. And like if you have an Armorwing on board, or not an Armorwing, an Armor Master on board, and you have a Fiendish set, as long as they can't pop this Fiendish, like they can't do anything about it because that stops their Black Rose play to get rid of it. That stops their Big Eye play to take it, which is huge because if they take it with Big Eye, you're screwed. 1 Delta Crow because it's Heavy Storm and it's broken. For those of you that don't know, as long as you have a Dark Arm, as long as you have a Blackwing monster on board, you can play this and yeah, it blows up all their shit. All their back row. Not yours. Your back row's fine, just theirs. And if you have 3 on board, like, say they have like 1 or 2 back row, which isn't a lot, but it's something like you can kind of be wary of, especially if you're trying to like OTK or go off. And like you can get 3 on board, so if you have like a Shura, a Bora, and a Gale, which is pretty common actually, you can play this from hand, so it actually becomes like an actual Heavy Storm, which is broken. This is actually the reason I wanted to run this deck. Phoenix Wing, because it gets rid of dead draws, gets rid of dead Gorzes and all that good stuff. Deep Prison, Mirror Force, you only run 1 of each because, to be honest, you kind of want your opponent to attack you. You want them to attack into the Colludes, but at the same time, you don't always have a Collude in hand. You don't always have a good board setup, so it is key to at least run 1 of each. You can bump it up to 2 if you really want, though. It's just my playstyle. Torrential, because it punishes people. If you have a bad hand, you could always just set a Torrential, let them go off, and then be like, nope, now we both have bad hands. Sick. Compulse because it's Compulse, Bottomless, and Solemn because they're busted. They're at 1 for a reason, guys. So, let's do the side deck first. 1 of, you got Dark Hole, Ryo, and Deck Dev. It's really good. 2 Gemini Imps because Dark Worlds is a thing. 2 Drolocks because Prophecy is a thing. 2 Sideblocker because World Decree is a thing, and so is like Bujins. It's really good. Like you call Yamato and they lose, or like if you can go off, you call Crane and they lose. There's a lot of ways to make them lose. Triple MST and triple Iron Wall. The MSTs are pretty much for everything. Iron Walls are for like Bujins, Dragons, etc., etc., etc. It's all pretty standard side deck there. Then for the extra deck, for the Synchros, we have Crimson Blader and Stardust because they're good and you can make them, but you don't really make them too often, to be honest. Usually when you do, you have to throw this guy to the grave, and then you just sync with him in a Blizzard. Like, that's really your way to get out. Level 8s. Level 7s, you only got 2. 1 Armor Master, 1 Ancient Fairy. I took out the second Armor Master for an Ancient Fairy because it's better than having 2. You'd never make this guy twice, to be honest. Like, you really don't. Maybe in some decks, some styles, but really I never make it. Like, and if I do, it's like a one-time deal, and it's usually a game winner. 2 Armed Wing because it's good and it's like Boron steroids, and it gets like it's really your target for your Blizzard summons and stuff. And you got 1 HTS because it's TD Warrior Lady, except beefier. 1 Cataster. This card puts in so much work. HTS, like at first I just put it in because it was another level 6 that I could run, to be honest. And you know, I was really looking for another level 6, and I didn't really want to run Gaia because I don't like Gaia. I don't like not having an effect to back up an attack. 200 points isn't worth a good effect. So, like, if you summon this against the mirror, they can't do anything about it. Like, I'm pretty sure twice yesterday I played the mirror match twice, but in each match they had an Armed Wing on board, and then I would run over the Armed Wing, and then just leave this on board, obviously, because now they can't get over it. They can't swing over it with Shura. I mean, they can, but they're going to lose their Shura. They can't swing over it with Armor Master, because then they're going to lose their Armor Master, and it's really good. I would recommend running this in every Blackwing deck. One Big Eye, because you can make it. Your 3 kind of very generic rank 4s, Cowboy, Utopia, Maestro. And then your 3 tour guide targets, Zenmaines, Levier, and Leviathan. Real standard, guys. No surprises here. Alright, well that's it for the deck profile. Hope you liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, sub for sub. Comment down below if you have any thoughts on the deck and stuff. So yeah. Catch you, signing out.